welcome to the FFC show. My name is Thomas Harkin. I am today joined by Harry Thomas, or is formerly known as Squirrel. He fights out at KGB Gym. He's currently eating on the lettuce, as everyone can see. But
Come on!
just want to hand it over to Squirrel. And Squirrel, if you want to introduce yourself, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, please, bro.
My name's Squirrel. No one gives a fuck about my real name. I've been training KGB about a year now. Coach is James Wallace. I'm fucking small as fuck. I like to get punched in the face, like.
So all in, like that's the way it is. So Squirrel, you're fighting on Rhondda Rampage too. You're fighting obviously you just said you're small as fuck. You're fighting a 57 kilo against Joey the Princess Knight. I have to comment on this. It's like a bit of a battle of the nicknames, that one is, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like
Squirrel versus the princess. Like.
Squirrel versus the princess.
Princess and the squirrel.
So obviously, a little bit about yourself, Squirrel. With the last Rhondda Rampage, you come up and you were part of the staff team. You were working and you were involved in making sure the show was running right. Now, obviously, fighting. Is there anything different that you've been doing, with training, or because obviously you only took the fight, which was the fight got released yesterday, and we're 3 weeks out. So, is training going to step up now, or is it just going to keep going the way you're going?
Nah, training's always been like fucking. I don't know how other people train, like, but in KGB, if I don't know, like you blow out your ass, like it's 100% or fuck all, like.
Yeah, that's a good thing that you said there. And obviously with Wally, James Wallace being coach, James Wallace has fought everybody as well, isn't he? And he's like,
Yeah,
he
you don't take no shit.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously he leads from the front as well. Which is great. Like he's been a massive help to myself and Liam with the first round of the Rampage. Like I asked him so many fucking questions, but honestly, it would be like. I just been pinging questions at him like about anything and everything, and he was always willing to help, and it says a lot about him, and it says a lot about his team as well, especially when you said that you've got there's a lot of fighters down there, isn't there? There's a lot, everyone is always training for a fight, or everyone's in camp, or so with that, obviously you've just moved into a new place now as well with KGB.
Yeah.
What's your training schedule like then? If obviously you said it's hard work, so what's your normal training schedule like?
So Monday go in, train 6 o'clock, probably leave about 7:30, 8ish. We're done with the training about 7:30.
Yeah.
But then Jared, Khan, Finn, we do a bit extra, like stay on the pads.
Yeah.
Like most of the boys do, to be fair, because we all just want to stay and smash it out. Like
Yeah.
Tuesday, then I do a bit of grappling and then a bit of sparring as well on the K1, like. And then Wednesday, Thursday, I don't train. But then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then I'm doing K1 sparring until the weekend, like.
Yeah. And with that, what obviously you mentioned Jared. Jared is again, very decorated K1 fighter, obviously transitioned into MMA. He fights in adrenaline. Obviously, we've seen him fight a good couple of times, so you've got the numbers around you. One thing you did say is you're small. Do you find it hard to find training partners the same size, or are you just willing to go in with anybody?
I don't give a fuck about what size. Like, you gotta learn, innit? I'm fucking not gonna learn by sparring fucking 13-year-old girls all the time, innit?
No,
if he was going off size, it would be my opponents. Like, but I'm happy to have the experience. Like, if you look at boys like fucking Jared Khan, Mikey Devereaux, fucking Finley Donahue, like these are the best fighters around at the minute. Like, and they're all part of my gym. So I'm blessed to have fucking. There are more names there, like fucking Luke Galeri, fucking Fayad, all these boys there. We got Scotty. Like, I sparred with Brett Johns last night. Like, it's fucking all these boys are like there to help you out. Like, and like there's boys that I haven't mentioned, but list is too long.
Yeah,
like,
no,
but
I know what you mean.
shout, yeah, everyone's there. Everyone there is a fucking animal. Like, we're all here to help each other out. Like, I'm not scared of anyone bigger, because at the end of the day, it's learning, and then like.
Yeah, and that's a good approach to have. And one of the other sides to that is like you're right, size doesn't really matter. You may not end up fighting somebody who's 6 foot, but you could end up sparring with somebody who's 6 foot, and you can work on something which can emulate across your game then completely, especially when, you're moving up and you're competing more. Like obviously there's an interclub coming up, this weekend, tomorrow, that obviously you said you're going to go over yourself. So do you find that being active within the interclubs and be it like, obviously, like we said, that the fight's 3 weeks out, an interclub, if for people who don't know, is heavy, would you say heavy sparring?
It's a fight with no winners, like.
Yeah, I agree on that. It is a fight with no winners, but it's also a fight with no winners. But then you use that a little bit more. So you wear the bigger gloves. Excuse me. If you wear the shin pads, you wear the leather armor shin pads. You're not looking to do as much damage. You're looking for more technical work and learning, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, everyone says that, innit? Like, but every time I've gone in and I've gone in there, fucking gone in there with the intention to go like nice and playful, and then boom, fucking 1-2 hard as fuck on the chin, like so.
Yeah.
Turns you on a bit, then got a little tingle in the ball bag, ready to go, like. So
Tingle in the ball bag, ready to go. I like Owen. I like Owen. No, but like I come down to KGB. I can't remember what in the club it was, and you're right. Like you see so many different levels, which is great. So you see so many, people who are really new to the sport, never really competed before, and then they get hit in the face by somebody they've never trained with, and you see like a complete different reaction, and then you get the other people who are quite confident within themselves, quite confident within their ability, and they do stand and bang, and you do see people who do well. What was it? I think it was like 3 or 4 people got dropped in the last KGB one, and
yeah,
and it's not about ego then though. Even in the interclubs, it's all about the learning aspect because you pay to be there. Like a lot of people don't understand that. It's like you actually pay to go and do these interclubs as well.
yeah, it's like a tenner a time, isn't it?
But
Money,
again, though,
money well spent, like.
exactly. That's what I was just about to say. It's money well spent because you're learning so much from different people, you know. So obviously with Rhondda Rampage now in Square, we obviously spoke about the Interclub. We've got an opponent for Rhondda Rampage, Joey Princess Knight, as we just mentioned. Now, do you know anything about your opponent yet? Or have you looked at anything yet?
No, I haven't looked the fuck up. I don't give a fuck, like it's a fight, innit? I'm
Yeah.
sure he's good. I'm sure he's good, like, but I don't like he phoned me. I had an opponent like the week before, and he dropped out the day after. Like I
Mm.
think he was like 15 or something. I don't know why he said yeah, like, but he 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 rang me. He was like, "Got an opponent." I'm like, "Okay, sound like." In my opinion, it doesn't matter. Like if we're gonna fight, we're gonna fight. It doesn't. If you're my weight, you're my weight. We've got to fight. I don't need to know if there's stuff on you. You got to do your fucking homework in it. But at amateur days, it doesn't really fucking matter. And like people like one fight in, 2 fights in, their style changes so fucking much. Like my style changes every Friday when we're sparring. Like I spar fucking Mikey. My style's completely different to when I'm sparring fucking Fayad. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I get battered both times, but still like
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like it is good to look at it that way. Like you've just got to learn. You just got to do what you've got to do, haven't you? You can't worry too much about what's in front of you. Like you hit the nail on the head. If you're my weight class, we have to fight. There's not a lot of people within there's weight classes for a reason, and there's not a lot of people who stack a lot of them out, is there? Especially when you go underneath the 60 kilo range, like.
yeah. I don't give a fuck. Like I'll fight anyone, and that's not saying like I think I'm fucking solid. Just like you've got to like if you're fighting for more than a hobby, like I fucking love it. Like
Yeah.
nothing I would rather be doing. Like
Yeah.
so, why wouldn't I fight anyone? Like you're a fighter, fighters fight. Like I'm sure this fucking Joey Princess, I'm sure he's good. Like, and I wish him all respect. Like, but
Joey
I'm not
Princess.
fucking.
Oh, fucking
I'm not
hell.
staying up all night trying to find him on fucking YouTube and shit, worrying what he's like. Because I'm sure he's good. Like, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna find that out when we fucking fight, innit?
And that's a good approach to have because you you know that, like, obviously being a fight, that it is a fight. A fight is fight, like you just said, and that you're going to put so much into it, and it's going to be it'll definitely show what's capable. And like you said, there's no point trying to find a style and try and write the game plan on him at the moment because obviously, like you said, you're only 1 or 2 fights in, and between the two of you, obviously you come up short on your last outing, wasn't it? And then
Yeah.
he's 1-0. So like you just
Mm.
said, people's styles change every Friday, so there's no point doing too much research right now, is there?
No, it don't matter. Like we're gonna fight, gonna fucking have a pint after. I'm not gonna buy him food. He can fuck off, like, but we're gonna have a scrap, like.
I'm not buying him a berry point, like, but he can fucking, he'll do one.
Yeah,
So
you can have a pint, like.
yeah, I have a pint, and that's him. So obviously, as
Yeah.
we mentioned earlier on, you worked the first one for us. You were doing media, you were helping one of our partners, Captured by Jazz. You were obviously doing the live streams and the live results. Was there any fight that stood out to you in the last one?
It was like in no, they were all bang ups, weren't they? That's like
Yeah.
what's his name from Karma? Karma.
Cameron Caniff versus Fingal in the first one.
I'm quite friendly with all the boys at like Celtic Pride and Karma. Tex, top class trainer. You got Putash as well. Lee,
Yeah,
fucking animal, both are like, and they trained this boy Cameron, and he just went in there with a, I don't know what it was. That they were both just fucking game. Like it was the first fight of the night, and just fucking bang up like
I know. And do you know what,
that.
right? We all said this, like after me and Liam, we were talking, and as soon as we walked out, I was fighting the night. I was. Straight through. I was like, I was fighting the
For the
night.
first one, like
I know.
fucking Jory was a good one, but
Yeah.
I like Jory a lot. I fucking love him.
So as we
It's
as we
not my
just
style.
so as we just touched on jewelry, let's also tell everybody else about what happened by her as well. Should we, Squirrel, and give everybody a
uh,
little look behind the scenes? So
Shabba, the fucking shit house. I'm
oh,
joking. He turned up in the end, didn't he?
you did turn up in the end. So we were weighing in, so I'll tell everybody the story. So Jory's from Apollo Sports from my team, and he was fighting for he was fighting for the FFC title, and we were there, and we were having a bit of an issue with the weight, and so we weren't really. It was an opponent issue, so on, so on. We had an agreement. We missed the agreement, or we thought we hit the agreement. Jory started rehydrating, and then it was kind of like, oh no, we want to see it again. So Jory's literally got a bottle in his hand drinking while there was a text to see it again. Anyway, so I was going back and forth with the head coach trying to arrange something, and eventually we did get it sorted. But I will be honest, Squirrel turned to me and said, "Fuck it, I'll fight him." It's like, fuck it. And literally, bear in mind now, he's got no coach with him. He's literally come up just to do media, and I turned around, he's in his pants on the weigh-in scale just to see where his weight's at. He's standing next to Jory. So fighters fight, and I think, Squirrel, I really do think that you definitely you earned that. You live up to that one. You definitely do, with the fighters fight mentality.
It was like it was. I don't know. I'm always game like, but it was he's fucking he's a good boxer like, but all fighters you fucking train like,
Yeah.
and you're on the scales ready to fucking go, and your opponent's being like, no offense to Shaba like, but if you're there, you're there. If you're not, you're not. Like everyone deserves to fight if they've trained all that much. Like, and he gone all that way. Like, and his opponent was being a bit iffy. Like, so
Yeah.
I'm I'm always up to help the boys out. Like, he's only a few kilo over. Forget.
The only a few kilo over, I think at the time, I think you were 56 kilo, and I think Jory was 62.8. So even though it's just a few kilo, like I said, I take my hat off to the fact that you were so willing and so eager just to jump in and to save the show and to help. So fight is
I
fight.
did.
Yeah, and
I know.
that's exactly what you do.
Shaba was a hell of a cock block that night. I was gutted. Fucking bastard. Joking.
So obviously you were involved in Rhondda Rampage one. You've seen what we started as. Now we we're trying to be better. Obviously, being the second one, we've got an idea. Things are going to be a lot better than what it looked like the first time, and obviously what you've
Mm.
seen the first time. Now, with the show, one of the things that I agreed upon was, you said they were all bangers, and that's one of the things that we try and push, and we want to make sure that we give fighters like yourself and Joey the Princess Knight, and we want to make sure that we give you guys a platform to elevate yourself, and that's speaking back to Cameron and Fingal. Both I think they would either, I'm sure they were either making their debuts or they were,
They both made their debut, didn't they? I
yeah,
think that fucking who's the other boy?
Fingal.
Yeah, he's got a bit to do with that fucking UFL, isn't he? With Turbo.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah,
had a boxing fight, or he's got one coming up. Like,
yeah,
does a bit of
yeah.
boxing as well. Like,
But it was, you know, and that's what I mean. It was like that's our the reason we built, you know, Flow Fight Club, and to try and give a platform for guys like yourselves, you know. So obviously with this fight coming up now, is there anything that you've done? Obviously, like we said, we've only taken it yesterday, and I know you touched on training and you're constantly getting ready, but is there something that you like to do specifically for fights, before fights, or is there basically just do what Wallace tells you?
I don't do what Wallace tells me. He shouts at me all the time for not listening.
Do you know,
I try
that's
to
why
like.
I said that on purpose as well.
What do I do? I don't know. Just be the autistic self. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm equally as hyper day to day. Like, I haven't done anything differently. Like,
Yeah.
walk around with the hard on a bit more. Like, know when the fight nights come in, but that's about it. Like.
Now, Squirrel.
uh,
I love it. Now, obviously, with this, you said that you're happy enough to buy him a pint after. Do you feel? I know, obviously, you know, being early in your career, but as silly as it is, do you feel any animosity towards your opponents before you fight, or is it just kind of like you said, it's just a fight, we have to get it done and let's get it going?
I know fuck all about them. Like, and I'm
Yeah,
not gonna until we get in the ring. Like, because realistically, we weigh in on the same day.
yeah,
Sometimes you got your opponent being a bit of a knob, trying to fucking hype himself up. Like, but that says it all, innit?
yeah.
You know, someone stepping on the scales and then they're facing off, and then like fucking, you can tell what it's about. Like, so I don't. No, I'm not really. Like, it's again,
No, that's fair.
no. Okay, I'm sure he's a sound boy. Like, we're all just trying to do the same thing, innit? Train, get better. Like, he's one step ahead already, and he's winning out. Like, I'm fucking 0-1. So he's obviously got the right tools and that. Like, but I'll have a chat with him after. So fucking, we're gonna get in the ring and try to fucking do our best, innit?
Yeah.
He's gonna try to stop me. I'm gonna try to stop him. It's gonna be a good fight, like. But
Is that
no,
what
I
you
don't
is that what you're going for? You're going for a stoppage?
goes for it, like. But I'm not gonna gas myself out going for it, like.
Yeah, yeah. Fight smart,
I'm
like.
just, I'm gonna go for getting myself better, like.
I like that. That's a nice attitude to have, that is, Squirrel. Fair play.
Yeah. Like, when I say going for the stoppage now, like fucking, I'm gonna stop him. He's gonna stop me. We're just going for a fucking war, like.
Yeah, I
We
know what you
are,
mean. Yeah,
but
I know, and
I'm not.
I respect that. That's a cool outlook to have, that is, but
Mm. Well, it is what it is. We're all just trying to make a name for ourselves, like, and fucking. I'm sure he trains his fucking ass off, and
yeah.
I hope for the best of him. I wish he comes in and we have a good fight, like. So it is what it is, and everyone's just trying to get. I'm sure he's got his own shit going on, just like I have, like, Fucking best of luck to him.
That's an insight of honesty, but there, Squirrel. Boy, fair play to you. I like that. That's nice. It's nice to hear because you hear so many people who go the opposite way. They're like, oh fuck him, I don't really, you know. It's just,
But I don't know, like, I'm 22 years of age. I think all that fucking chip on my shoulder shit was in my fucking when I was like 17 and that. Like, you grow
yeah,
out of that. There's no need for that shit. Like,
yeah.
it's
That's
easy to be like, I'm gonna take your head off, but like, where did I get you? No one knows what's gonna happen in the ring. Like, so you could be like that and then get stopped in 30 seconds. But what's all that talking for you? Like,
yeah, yeah. A fucking a sour stomach. That's where it's all got you because you just feel like shit then, wouldn't you?
keep your mouth shut and work your ass off, innit?
Yes, very, very true. Very true. So obviously now we're training. Give us, I know obviously we touched on what you do and stuff and we're sparring. So give us an insight into what your day normally consists of. Like obviously now that you've got the fight coming up, I know you said nothing changes, but what's your normal day consist of?
Or like everything day to day, or just
Yeah,
training,
yeah,
like
just
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 everything.
normal day to day, and then obviously with added stress or added pressure of obviously with a fight degree now as well, you know.
I wouldn't say there's any added pressure. Whatever happens, happens, innit? You've got to fucking. We're doing all the right stuff, innit?
Mm.
So
What
whatever.
about diet? I know you touched on obviously you said about being light. Do Do you have any special? Obviously, what's your walking around weight?
I won right now, like
Okay, so it's not that you've got a cut, really, is it?
like 4 kilo in 3 weeks, like that's
Yeah,
all really.
it's nothing. So, is there anything you're gonna change on your diet now?
No, to be fair, like Jared is one of the best people in the gym to fucking talk to about it. Like
Yeah,
if any of us are worrying about like fucking what we're doing, he's a fucking veteran at the end of the day, you know. He's been around so many fucking times and he's done it all by himself. He's never had a dietitian, never had a strength and conditionist. And he's a fucking tank. Like I was doing weights with him 2 weeks ago. He don't fucking stop. Like so, like any questions I have, I ask him, and he's always got time for me. Like
that's good. That is, it shows as well that you've got a good team around it. Obviously, like, you come into Wales, you come onto the kickboxing K1 scene. Everyone knows James Wallace. Like everyone knows KGB, and there's good reasons for it. When you have people like flying the flag, like Jared Khan, like yourself. Obviously, you had Brett Johns who comes down there. You've got people
mm,
that it shows what the quality that you've got in the gym. So it rubs off then on obviously up and coming fighters like yourselves, like Jared
yeah,
has transitioned into MMA and obviously he's won copious amounts of fights. He's won titles. So yeah, it is good. And it's good to have that because you're only as good as your team,
yeah.
you know?
But like, yeah, it's like fucking like in terms of people in the gym, I'm probably like I'm nothing fucking special. Like, but when you got good boys to look up to, and they're not fucking knobs either.
Yeah.
Like I've never been in another gym. Like, but fucking as soon as I went into KGB, like I felt like I was this fucking small.
Mm.
And as soon as you're speaking to the boys, they just fucking all just want to help each other out. Like
It's a weird feeling, isn't it, walking into a martial arts gym? Like you
it's a
walk in.
different, uh, it's different. Like it's fucking everyone thinks you have a piss up on a Saturday night, think you know how to fight. Like, but go into a fucking gym where there's discipline involved, like and all this shit. Like that's where you gotta fucking.
Yeah.
That's where boys become men. Like
I agree on that. And then not just that though, but then you've got the whole aspect of like your ego is checked consistently.
yeah,
Like, you could be touching on what we were saying this morning. Sorry, earlier on in the conversation about sparring with people who are heavier than you, sparring with people who are lighter than you. You can end up sparring with somebody who's 57 kilograms like yourself. I'm touching like 100, and you completely disassemble somebody just because you know what you're doing and you've been consistent and you've trained and you've done that. And like you said, it's not getting pissed on a Saturday and saying, "Oh, I know what to fight." It's not. It's nothing like that. You know,
no. Like
the
t- touching
um,
on that, it's like fucking like the few of the boys we got the younger boys like Robot, Big Tasty. I've seen them. I've seen like new boys come in that are like 90 odd kilograms,
mm,
and fucking Robot and Tasty are fucking them up
yeah.
like it's no one's business. Like
And then obviously Big Tasty's currently out in Abu Dhabi, isn't he? For the
yeah, I think
uh
he's on his way back now, and
yeah,
he
that
fucking he
was
smashed it. To be fair,
again, right? Like we're a very, very small country, and we send in people like Tate Rose, for example, another
yeah,
big name. Tate Rose
fucking
went up
beast.
complete different rules set. Like you watch Tate Rose fight, he's a striker through and through. He will literally take your head off. Like his last fight against I can't remember the bloke's name, but up in Battle Arena, he snapped the three fight win.
Birmingham is there?
Yeah, Birmingham. He snapped the 3 fight win streak. And again, he's out in Abu Dhabi, and like you said, you got these people like Tate, like Big Tasty, like you said, Robot, all these people who started so young and have developed into these absolute world beaters, and coming from all stems back to discipline, determination, and making sure that you're actually involved, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know.
okay.
So with again touching back to Rhondda Rampage now. So when we got Rhondda Rampage coming up, I don't really know the fight order yet. We haven't decided upon what's exactly when the order is going to be. Now with the weigh-ins, you said obviously you touched on the diet and stuff. Now, do you? I know this will be your second time weighing in on the day, but do you think weighing in on the day is beneficial, or do you think day before weigh-ins are something that should be introduced in amateurs?
Um, to me, it don't really matter, like, because I don't put that much on, but you've got a few fucking like to cut a lot, don't I? Because
Yeah.
that's where they feel most comfortable, like. So, and a lot of the time at amateur level, see them struggle because of the same day weigh in.
Mm.
They go into the cage drained, and it's not a true representation of themselves. So I suppose it is a good idea, like. But to people like me, it don't really make a difference. But I can see it does make a difference to some people, like.
Yeah. Now, for me, I personally, I don't think you should be cutting. And when I say cutting, like, I don't think you should be cutting, 7 kilograms when you're at amateur level. I think you should. I'm not going to say fight at your natural weight, right? Because obviously, you walking around weight is always going to be different to your natural weight, no matter what, especially if you're training. But like, what I mean is, you shouldn't kill yourself. You shouldn't be normally fighting at 84 kilos down to 77, or from 77 down to 70. Do you know what I mean? I think as amateur, I think you should find somewhere where you're comfortable because of the fact that it is the day of waiting. And it does
Mm.
always go back to that conversation of like sanctioned cheating, isn't it? Like obviously I'm not going to compare like, the UFC, but you do get guys who do then put the weight back on, especially when, you start paying nutritionists to come in. Like, for example, you've got like Origin Project, who's from, he does a
Mm.
lot of work with Tom Aspinall and obviously all the boys
Yeah.
in Celtic Pride, which is great. You've got
Mm.
professional level weight management. And then, like I said, you get then people who get stuck between the weight classes and they're like, oh, and obviously then they deplete themselves because they think that, oh, I have to go down, because it's kind of like the fight before the fight, isn't it? People can convince themselves that if I can make a weight, if I can get down to 77 kilo, I've already won that fight.
Yeah, I suppose I can't really talk about it. Like, I know fuck all about it. Like, but there's a reason for it all, isn't it? Like, I suppose cut into what you're comfortable to. Like, and
Mm.
if your coach tells you to cut to that weight, you fucking cut to it. Like,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
like if Wally tells me to fight to 57, like, there's obviously a reason he's telling me to fight to that weight. I'll never doubt anything he says. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
he's
I, I,
his fight knowledge is fucking insane. Like, anything he says, like, I don't always listen to him, but that's just the fact of being a fucking retard. Like, I do my best.
I agree with you. Wally, like, he's so on point with when it comes to anything that you need. When it comes to combat, you need advice on
Mm.
something, and he is
He's the best. He's the best coach. Like,
he's great. He is outstanding. Like I said, like he helped us so much with Rhondda Rampage. Like he phoned me the day before the show just to make sure everything was fine, and then literally phoned me the day after the show just to go through everything. And like, and we were on the phone for like 35 minutes, and it's the fact that he done that just to make sure that we were all right. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's
fucking everyone's just trying to make it. Like,
yeah, and it's great as well that you've got when you have people that support you like him. Obviously, he come up and he judged as well. Like obviously WPT done the same. WPT like Wendy and Dave are exactly the same with us. They were so on point. They always helped with everything, and that's the one of the best things within the martial arts within South Wales. It's a community driven program, isn't it? Everyone is there to help everybody.
mm,
Like
everyone knows everyone. You know.
and that's the other side. Everyone knows everyone. Like tomorrow now, when this interclub is going on, you're going to see so many different gyms, but everyone is again, it's all there to learn and build. Which is it just
Mm.
shows the talent that South Wales are producing now, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so back to what I want to touch on is back to the nicknames. So we got the princess versus the squirrel. So please, Squirrel, please tell us where Squirrel come from.
My first training session, right?
Yeah,
And I was a
yeah,
fanny. Like, I don't know what it was, but I think I was in with, I don't know who I was in with, Mikey maybe. He just hits with intent. Like, he don't mean to. Like, he's not a knob when he throws punches. Like, but he, he is built like a brick shit house. Like, and
yeah,
he's not massive. Like, he don't look like a fucking roidhead. Like, but he's trim and he fucking throws with intent. Like, so just threw a jab, threw a 1-2, and I think I sort of shivered away like as he was throwing them. And Wally was like, "What the fuck you doing?" He was like, "You're like a startled squirrel," and a light bulb just went in his fucking head. Like, he was like, "Oh boys." no one called him Harry anymore. Like, and I don't think anyone knew my first name anyway. Like,
I'll be
just call me
honest,
Squirrel.
I didn't.
I used to call you Flow Guy. Like, that was
But
it.
everyone does that, mine, don't worry. Paul Nolan and Leighton Nolan, I done a podcast with them yesterday, and even when I'm there,
He's a tank as well, isn't he?
Paul, yeah, he's jacked. He calls me Flow Man all the time. He knows my name. He was in the same sentence. He goes, "Oh yeah, Tom," and then turns to Leighton and starts speaking about me, and then calls me Flow Man. So
Oh man, like
yes, I get it. But honestly, I didn't know you. Like obviously, Flo has worked with you, and I done some stuff for you, and I didn't know your name until I went onto your Facebook, and I was like, "What? Ah, sorry, Instagram."
out the tops as well. Like,
I know, big plug, big plug, nice.
yeah, fuck guy.
So a couple of other things now, touching on on to the show now with the fight, and obviously you're fighting K1, you're fighting K1 rules, so 3 2-minute rounds. Now with K1, is there anything? I'm not going to say if you've got a game plan because I don't want to give too much away, but is there anything that you're gonna drill specifically going into the fight, or is it like not? Like I said, I don't want to give too much away, but is there anything
Um,
that you like to do?
Punch and kick would be a good start, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
That'd be a good one for a kickboxing fight. Like,
yeah, that'd be really good.
punch, kick, block my head, and not get kicked in the balls. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, it's
I,
always a
I,
good one.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a specific one. Like, I just like to get into the flow of it. Like,
Yeah, that's
see what
good.
happens.
That's good. That's good because again, then you get to show and demonstrate what you're capable of. You know, it shows what you can do, which is good then, and it shows that it's performing under the lights because you get a lot of people that are not going to get stuck, but you get a lot of people who are gym ready, so gym class, so they're great, they're like perfect
Exactly what
in
happened
the
in my
gym.
first fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, my first fight. I thought I was doing class in the gym. Wally thought I was ready for my first fight. Well, I don't know if he thought I was 100% ready, but he gave me the shot.
hmm.
I was feeling class. I was training with everyone. I was at Celtic Pride doing a bit of sparring with them. And fucking, and then I got in there, heard the fucking music, heard the people calling my name, and I just shit out, fucking stiffed up because I wasn't ready. Like, but also I think it was good because I needed to to go through that feeling in order to fucking get to the next step of what I got to do now going forward. Like, everyone
Yeah,
say it's not a loss, it's a learning. Like,
yeah, you win or learn, you don't lose.
yeah,
But
no, I don't feel like I lost. I learned a massive lesson. Like,
that feeling, unless you've done it, a lot of people don't know what that is. Like,
no, it's the best feeling ever. Like, but
yeah.
it's like a deer in headlights. I was.
And it's tough because you can walk out and you can hear your music, you can hear your name get
Yeah,
blown, and then as soon as you get in, and then oh he comes in, and then it just goes, the music's off, ding ding ding. It's a complete
ding, boom.
it's completely different then, isn't it? Compared to what you've been doing in the gym, is completely everything is different,
Yeah, 100%.
you know. So touch on your last fight. Obviously, you said you felt a bit deer in the headlights. What happened?
I think it was. I got to the point where I was confident.
Mm,
I was very confident. Like, and then I got to the day. I seen him, and in my opinion, I just thought like I'm gonna breeze through him. Like, I thought I feel unstoppable. Like,
yeah,
and but as the day got on, I got a bit drained. I think I warmed up a bit. I got a bit too fucking like up for it. Like, I warmed up for too long on the pads, and then I got in there and I could start to feel a bit lethargic. Like,
mm,
walk into the ring, my music went off. I got in, heard people calling my name, and I thought, shit, like, what if I fuck this up? And then I thought so much about it that I ended up like I
yeah.
just throw in fucking loose shit, not nothing at all. Like, just fried my own brain a little bit. Like,
That's tough then because one of the things that you said straight away was you knew what you wanted to do, like you knew what you needed to do, but then everything just didn't work. Especially when you over warm up. That's one of the such an easy thing to do because, like you said, and you're already hyped up, everything's already moving, your adrenaline's already going. You feel that you're like, oh yeah, let's just keep it going. Let's just get another one in. Let's just
Mm,
get another one in, and then that overburn, it does cast a doubt then going forward. You know,
yeah.
like what's your normal warm up routine? What do you normally do then? Obviously, no, actually, take us back. How many rounds did you do? Like, was it when you were warming up? Was it like just you just felt that you just couldn't stop?
Nah, it was like half hour.
Fucking
I
hell.
yeah, I don't know. Like I just got fucking, I'd get up for it. Like
Yeah,
I was watching the fights. There was like 5 fights before, or like a few fights before, and I was just getting tired of just sitting there watching the fights. And I was like, I just wanted to fucking hurry up. Like so, I
yeah,
went up there. Will Bladen was up there. Tommy Power, another good name. He was up there. He took me on the pads. Pasty then took me on the pads. Riddy and George, fucking animal. And then Will took me on the pads then. And then fucking got shinned up, went out. And it was a long warm up. Like
yeah, yeah. It sounds
so
it, especially for half hour. That's a
I don't
lot.
think it was dead on half hour.
Yeah,
Like
of
it was a
course,
long
but
time.
yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. That's a lot. That is, and like even though you're fighting 3 2-minute rounds.
I know. I like all this like fucking everyone like builds it up, don't I? Fucking
Mm,
everyone fucking smashes the training out. You get all fucking riled up. You have a bit of beef sometimes. Like it's over in 10 minutes. Like
yeah,
it's
literally.
like yeah, like
Fif
you
15 minutes is if it's a long walkout.
yeah. Mine will be like okay, just to piss you off. I just stand there. But I guess
Just staring at the ring.
it's just staring. Oh, do I walk now? Yeah.
Have you got your entrance music ready?
Yeah, I'm not telling you. Oh,
No, oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm
not allowed. Not allowed.
not allowed. That's fine. That's totally fine. So with obviously, Rhondda to where you're from, it's not too far away. You expect to bring many people up with you?
I've had a few people say yeah, like, but whether they will actually come. A lot
Mm,
of my boys are in Reading, like, so fuck them, innit? No, it's short notice, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
it's a month. Like,
yeah.
this is the time where people are going to festivals and shit. So I don't blame people for not turning up, and but a few people have said, yeah, we'll have a good crowd. Like, even if we don't, I'll get in there and do my best.
And that's
Like,
all that matters, isn't it? Like we said, like it's all about you. It's giving you guys the platform to fight because
mm,
you you get it's very few and far between, isn't it? Unless you don't mind traveling for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Like it's very few and far between with shows within Wales. Obviously, you've got Adrenaline with Wally, Stand Up War with GIF from Celtic Pride, and obviously you've got
mm.
us up here. Um, there's not a lot other ones that I'd like. I don't really know any other ones really. But
But if we're talking just striking, like,
just
but
striking, that's what I mean. Just
yeah,
striking. There's not a lot. Obviously, MMA at the moment is massive, which is great. But then you
yeah,
get people then who are dialed into strictly striking, and obviously with boxing being the way boxing is, you can't have boxing in K1 or you can't have boxing in Muay Thai if it's a professional boxing bout or whatever. So, it's just one of them, and
mm,
and that's what we said, just try and give the opportunity as much as we can. Like,
just
gonna
let us
ask,
bang, by the
I
way.
was just about to ask, what made you start eating lettuce whole? Like, just so everybody does know, right? When we started this podcast, I had to get the dog in, but we started the podcast and Squirrel literally ate the lettuce like an apple. Like that's how we started, like
Well,
full
yeah, it's for
on.
you, like, but you looked at me like I was a mong, like, oh, fucking nice, like, what's wrong with like that? I
Nothing,
fucking ate
nothing.
apples.
You ate,
I ate apples.
you ate apples, ate apples, but you could just chomp on a lettuce like that.
Well, yeah, it's a fucking walk there, innit?
Do you do the same
Fucking,
with cucumber as well?
no, that's gay. I have a whole cucumber in my mouth, like, what the fuck? Pause, like, no, I don't shove a whole cucumber in my mouth.
No.
Dirty bastard.
The only reason I said it because it's just like water as well, isn't it?
I know why you said it.
Fuck off, Squirrel boy. So obviously now, we're getting close to wrapping it up now. So with with obviously the show, and obviously you said about shinning up and fighting. Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you is when do you think I'm not going to say the butterflies, but with putting shin pads on, it's a different feeling, isn't it? It's the same as getting your hands wrapped. As soon as your hands are wrapped, you kind of like, right, it's time to go now. It's like that time to go now, isn't it? So do you think that when you do fight obviously K1 and when you do come out and you do the walk, which part do you think is the most, I'm not going to say overwhelming, because it's either when you walk through the door and they start screaming your name, or it's like the point of no return is when you start taping things up, isn't it? When you got your shin pads on, the tape goes around, you're like, right, time to go now, and then you start switching on. Do you put your shin pads on to warm up, or do you put them on just before you walk out?
No, just before I walk out last time, like.
Just before you walk out? Yeah,
Mm.
it's like I said, I know it's a very long-winded question then, but like it is one of those. Is that right? It's goal time now, isn't it? Like obviously you get your hands wrapped. When you get your hands wrapped professionally, it takes an hour or whatever because you still got to warm up and
Mm.
still that. But
I
that go on.
It was the beginning of the day last time. It was like more or less straight after the weigh-ins, like an hour or two after the weigh-ins.
Okay,
Still had a while then after. I was just fucking mulling about all day, like.
it's hard, when your hands are wrapped as well. You can't you can do stuff, but
I have a
like
nap anyway. I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say that was why I used to just take two Thai pads and then just lean on the Thai pads and just try and sleep somewhere.
I sleep on a concrete floor. Like, whatever the fuck. I'll sleep anywhere.
Get your head down
I'm not.
anyway.
Squirrel's not picky. Like,
Squirrel's not picky. So
fuck no.
with training, is there anything else that you do outside of the gym? Obviously, we touched on your training plan, but is there any specific training plan? Sorry, any specific training routine that you do outside? Do you do any running, any strength and conditioning?
Fucking hate running. No, I don't. Like I said, occasionally I'll do the weights with Jared. Like,
Mm.
and I do lift weights. Like, now and again. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know. I work a lot. Like, so.
What does you do?
Fabricator welder.
Well done, fabricator.
Yeah, so I get to work 7 o'clock in the morning. I finish 5, make my way straight to the gym,
Yeah, so
and then
very
make my way home.
physical.
Like,
Yeah, very physical job as well.
well, yeah, I fucking make my way home, and then sometimes I don't train. 2 days I don't train because I see my daughter,
Mm.
and then that's it. But my life for the moment is just consumed working, training, being a dad. Like,
Yeah. How old's your daughter?
2 now in August.
Oh, nice.
2 days before the scrap. Like,
2 days before the fight.
yeah, 2 days before 23rd.
Is she coming up to the show?
No, I don't think so.
No, no, that's fair.
No.
That's fair. So, Square, I'll be honest, bro. I think we've pretty much touched on everything, which is great. It's been great to talk to you. Now, before we do wrap up and wrap everything up, is there any shout outs you want to give out? Anything to your sponsors or anything?
I don't have any sponsors. If you want to sponsor me, get on fucking board, boys. Fucking
That's
hell. Show me the money.
show me the money. And
Show me the money.
what's the best way to contact you, Square, on social media?
Check me an Instagram DM. I'll answer them all. Like, fuck it.
And what's your Instagram username?
Well,
Squirrel, obviously, innit?
well, it's Harry Thomas 2001. Like, but if you type in Squirrel, it'll come up. And just
um,
spell it right.
just spell it right. One other shout out from Flow Fightwear is that Squirrel's t-shirts that he is wearing are currently for sale and they are available via DM. So if you do want to get one, you can DM Squirrel and you can order them. We've got a couple of color variations and there's also a rash guard available as well. So if you do want to get involved and
I
become
won. I'm poor. I'm poor. Now they're
do
good to be fair.
yeah, they're great, man. I be honest, I do really like that logo. I think it's quite cool. I think it, I think it is quite cool. I think it sums you up quite great,
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
and there's a couple of variations if anybody does want to get them. And yeah, Squares, any thank yous you want to give, any shout outs you want to give out before we finish?
Yeah, fucking all the fucking gym. Get ready and that. Jazz Davis, fucking big shout out. I wouldn't have been training so long if it weren't for her. Literally, I don't fucking. I'm not able to drive in a minute. Like I'm still fucking waiting to do my test.
Yeah,
And literally anywhere I want to go, I won't even have to ask. Like she'll be like, right, I'll pick you up this time. I'll take you where. Like she don't
yeah.
ask for fuck all, but she'll do anything for anyone. Like
Do you know, right? Touching on Jazz Davis, I did mention Captured by Jazz, but I personally want to give it a massive shout out as well because she she done so much for the first show. Like
mm,
the photos that she took, the promos that she made. She even come to Apollo Sports. She done a full day in Apollo Sports, and like not once was there. Oh, I won this, I won that, I won this, I won that. She is,
oh, it's hard to gold. Like
yeah, and not just that as well. Like I stand by it. I stand by. There is nobody else better in combat sports to do media. I swear by it. Like
mm,
she done the weigh-in photos for Rhondda Rampage 1, edited them, branded them, uploaded them all literally before the card started. Took all the photos, done
she's
the weigh-ins,
amazing. Yeah, she's a
and
tank as well. She's a fucking tank.
I
You want to
know,
catch them rusties? You
I
want to
know.
catch them rusties? Let me tell you.
I know. I watched her in the KGB in the club, and she fought somebody from WPT, and I was like, but prior to it, I walked in and I was like, "Are you going today?" She goes, "Oh no, no, I'm not going today. I'm not doing it." Literally, she like just fucking storms past me, jumps in the cage, and I was just like, "Come on, Angel, just fucking go!"
Yeah,
Like,
KGB in it. We're game fucking fighters. Like you could be better than us, but you won't fight the gym more game than KGB. Like
no. She's good. Like I said,
no
man,
fucking chance.
I got a lot of time for Jazz. She does, like you said, it's great having support and having people like her around you that are always willing to progress and help you as well,
Yeah,
and like I said, she's fucking hell. She's one of I think she's the second logo. I think it goes Flow and then Captured by Jazz on all of the branding. And the reason being was
yeah.
because Jazz was the first person to, like, I asked Jazz from actually meeting her down in one of Adrenaline down in Wally's, and I asked her to do the photos, and without hesitation, she was like, "Yep, sweet, let's go." And yeah,
Helps her as well, isn't it?
of course, but like I said, it shows. Like obviously you were there, you helped the last time with the meet, and it's a fucking long day. You know what I mean? It's a long old day in it to be here from the weigh-ins as well.
I didn't mind. I was baked as fuck. It was.
Oh, let's give Forbidden Supplements a shout out as well, shall we?
Ah, fuck off. Yeah,
So
yeah. Fuck me if you want. Like,
Forbidden Supplements, they're powering all of the athletes at Rhondda Rampage, but they also massively powered Squirrel in the last one. Squirrel was literally bouncing off the walls through the pre-workout. It's great stuff. Another story
I
for Squirrel.
I don't know if I can say that one. Like,
No, you can't.
no, it was yeah. Shout out to Forbidden Supplements and
Yeah, they're
jump
great.
on board, boys. Yeah, but no, I just want to thank fucking when I first started training, I wasn't able to get back and forth as much as I wanted to. Like I lived in East, trained in KGB, but like fucking Jared, Mikey, Tom, one of the other boys who used to train, Finn, just fucking non-stop. Like if like Squirrel gonna lift them, that sound yeah, no stress. Like
Mm,
fucking didn't have to ask for fuck all. Like everyone was there to help me out. Like
yeah.
and it's just fucking everyone. Like not just them boys specifically, because loads of people have done stuff. Like
No, I know what you
thankful for
mean.
everyone. Like
And like
yeah,
you said, it gets to the point where it's too not too much to say thank you to, but you start forgetting names, don't you? You know what I mean? You start going through and you're just like, literally everybody is in the gym I want to say thank you to. I know what you mean. And
yeah,
it's great to hear as well that like that is there. Like I always used to have it myself, before I could drive.
mm.
Coming home from a gym, one of the boys is like, "Oh, go on, jump in, I'll take home." And you
feel like a bum a bit, you know, but
yeah, and it's people don't understand how much we appreciate it as well. Like they don't,
yeah,
because
100%.
you are literally going out to your own way to make sure that I'm all right, and you put in somebody else in front of yourself, which is, yeah, like you said, it's great, and it's good that you recognize that as well, and it shows how real it is. Like,
100%.
you know,
Shout out the man them.
All of the man them on the floor.
Wagwan Miguel.
But yeah, that's awesome, Squirrel. I'll be honest, but I can't I fucking can't wait to watch you go. I really can't. I'm really excited. I am looking forward to it. We tried to get you matched in the first one, we couldn't get it done, and obviously I take my hat off to Liam as well. Fucking hell, he always every podcast I do, I always say thank you to him. So, but I take my hat off to him. He's built a great card once more. Like the card again is being built. Don't get me wrong, we've had dropouts, we've had fucking fight switches, we've had everything, but it's one of those. Oh, Squirrel, as you were here, like talking about when we talk about fight pullouts and stuff. Do you think, because obviously, as you said, we had one opponent for you first, and they accepted it. They told us everything, and everything was all gravy. And then they told us like 2 weeks later that he was only 15. Now, did, did that, like, I'm not gonna say taint your training, but did it kind of like piss you off a little bit? Because obviously you were obviously no, just kind of like just went with it.
Not at all. Not
Yeah,
at all.
yeah,
And no, it's part of it. Like fair play to the fucking 15-year-old to get, but like, oh, there's always a reason someone can't do it or not, and if they
yeah,
can't, they can't. Like it's not.
yeah,
Like as a fighter myself, I know if a fighter could fight, they fucking would.
yeah,
So
yeah,
unless they're being a bitch, which in the case, like,
yeah,
then fucking fair enough. Like it doesn't affect me. Like I got all the fucking time in the world. Like I'm not going anywhere. I
yeah,
ain't missing no days of training.
yeah. And that's good. That is like, because I've seen firsthand that when fights fall through, the person that's fell through one goes, not going to say off the rails, but it's just like, fuck this, they can't be asked anymore. I've been there myself. It's
Yeah.
happened to me, you
It
know.
and no one fucking blames it for happening. Like you're only human, isn't it? But like
Of
me
course.
personally, I'm not. I don't get that feeling. Like
Yeah.
even if a fight didn't happen, I gotta go back in the gym for a whole week. Like oh no, I gotta fucking do what
Get
I love
better. Yeah.
for a bit more. Like
Yeah. It's like, oh no, I've got to go and get
until I get
better.
to yeah. Oh no, I gotta go get punched in the face by Mikey Davro. Like Devro, sorry, he hates it when I call him Davro. One letter in his name I get wrong. Like
No, but honestly, Squirrel, thanks very much for joining us today, man. I really appreciate it. I obviously, like you said, I know you literally had your fight announced yesterday. Took the fight on, sorry about the dog. Took the fight on what, we're 3 weeks out, and it just shows your game. And it's great. And like I said, I just want to say thank you for joining us, and can't wait to fucking see you go, bruh.
thank you. I'll see you tomorrow, you sexy fuck.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Squirrel. I'll see you tomorrow, bruh.
Right, so
Bye, bro.